Now, when we are talking of menstrual cycle, I'm here to talk about the menstrual cycle. Mens is on its own. It's the blood that flows from the woman's private part. Now, what causes this? What is that thing that is behind the flow of blood? It's the ovary. Yeah, this ovary contains what? Potential germ cells, which are called oogonia. And only 200 to 400 oogonia out of 200,000 to 400,000 present at birth develop in mature eggs or ova. And the cells that are surrounding this oogonium divide rapidly and become richly supplied with blood vessels. As this occurs, a fluid called follicular liquid collects between the cells. Eventually, a fluid-filled cavity is formed which partially surrounds each oogonium. The oogonium with the surrounding cells and the fluid cavity form what is known as the Graafian follicle. The Graafian follicle gradually moves back towards the surface of the ovary and it increases its size as it does so. Then when the follicle is ripe or matured, it bursts and releases what? The egg or ovum in the fallopian tunnel. This process is known as what? Ovulation. In a human female who has reached puberty, ovulation occurs in 1/2 ovaries once every 28 days. In mature rabbits, ripe Graafian follicles are formed during the heat period, which occur about 3 to 4 times in a year. Then the ovum then moves down to the oviduct where fertilization occurs after copulation. The ovaries also produce hormones which bring about the thickening of the uterus for implantation of a fertilized ovum. Now let me bring it down in the layman's knowledge. We get to see that during this process of this ovulation, when the woman eventually has sex, the sperm cells in collision with the egg cells fertilizes. Yeah, it gives you this snake movement, like how do we even call it? It's just like a rope, but it has this zigzag movement of the sperm cells. And when it fertilizes the egg, the woman eventually gets pregnant. Yes. Now, but during the menstrual cycle on its own, we have that when this egg is ripe and it bursts, the bursting of that egg is where we see the blood flow. Now, this blood flow that comes out of the woman is what is known as what? The menses. Now, this menstrual cycle happens every 28 days, and the way you know it is that it is either you count it from the beginning of each menstrual cycle to the beginning of another one, or you count it from the end of this menstrual cycle to the end of the other one, and that is what will make you to know your menstrual cycle. And this is the only way for you to get to know that this is how my menses come, this is how my own cycle of works. You can make references to Wikipedia where we get to see that we have the 4 stages of the human menstrual cycle, which happens to be the follicular period, follicular period. We have it starts from the oogonia rather. Then we get to the follicle period, we get to the ovulation period, and then the menstrual period. Thank you.